Namaste, friends. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I am Shelly. Welcome to day 2 of the Awaken You series. This is a series of hoop yoga. Hoop yoga. So grab your hula hoop and unroll your yoga mat. Come with an open heart and an open mind. And if you don't have a hula hoop, I still encourage you to practice, and you can use your invisible hoop, my friends. So come and join me. Yep-a-doodle. My friends, we are back for day 2. Today begins standing in Tadasana, the mountain. In yoga, my friends, we have 4 points of our feet, so I really want you to be aware that there are 2 in the front of the pad and 2 in the heel. Begin by grounding down into your mat, grabbing your hoop if you have it, and allowing it just to settle on the back of your neck, allowing the arms to just gently wrap around the sides of the hoop. Breathing a breath up the soles of the feet and allowing yourself a sigh on the exhale. Using your breath as an anchor. Breathing a breath in up the soles of the feet and a sigh out. Allowing yourself to let go of whatever was happening before this, whatever is happening after, letting any nerves that you're experiencing, and just experience this moment here. Allowing yourself permission to let go of judgment of yourself. And throughout this practice, I want you to tune into that inner critic, that inner voice, and what it says to you. We're trying something new. And when we try something new, our inner critic likes to come in and just rain and pour down on us. So being aware, anytime your inner critic is telling you, you're off balance, you're not doing this right, bagging on yourself, allowing yourself to realign and come back just with a word of love. Or say, no, thank you. I choose not to listen to you. I choose to hear my real authentic voice. Taking that hoop and slowly bringing it up, working on our balance. So however this looks to you, allowing the hoop to rest on the top of your head and doing your best to find your balance inside of your hoop. So we want it to look like this. So resting on the booty, allowing the hoop to rest. And if you're having a hard time with balance today, that happens, that's okay. You can use your hands. You can use your hands here on the sides, but doing your best to find that inner balance. Tuning into a drishti if you would like. In yoga we use a drishti, a visual point. Hands at the side, slowly floating the hands up, slowly finding that center. Palms kissing palms, big wide open starfish hand to the heart center. Big breath into the heart space, expanding and letting it go. Purifying the breath, inhaling in, long lengthen inhale, and letting it go. Setting an intention for your practice today, an intention of why you're here. Today my intention is to give self-love to the relationship with myself. So my intention is to cultivate love and really tune into that inner critic and come back to that self-love here. Grounding into the earth here, reaching for your hoop, and just slowly tuning into your hoop, whatever feels good, whatever movement feels good for you, just grabbing a hoop. If you don't have a hoop, you can use invisible circle. And just allowing your body to feel what it feels like being okay with any cricks or pops. Just taking some free movement within. You can do what I do, you can do what you do. Just tapping into what you feel like. Tapping into your emotions and what you've been experiencing today. Giving yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling. If you have a tight spot, maybe a crick in your neck, an injury, bring lots of love and light and attention to that space. And just allowing your section, a movement that not necessarily is planned, just intuitively flow with your body, with your hoop. Really tuning into the inhale and letting go with the exhale. And if you are still standing, through the core, softly bend onto one knee and bend on the next. And if you have knee injuries, or if you're on a very hard floor, I encourage you to get a blanket and fold that and put that underneath of your knees. I have these really squishy foamy pads, so they're really squishy on my knees here. Finding length in the body here. Really tuning into the hip joints and the knee joint and the hind legs here. And if you want, you can again attempt your balance on your head, finding that inner strength here through the core, squeezing in at the glutes, the booty muscles. Envisioning that there's an invisible wall here, and your job is to keep your hips engaged in the invisible wall here. Lifting up through the heart. I'm going to face you. Lifting up at the heart here, giving a nice squeeze to the shoulder blades as you gently wrap the hands around the outside of the hoop. Thumb wraps around the middle. Inhale, raising up here slowly and mindfully. Just tapping into your body. Tipping the hip to the left side, slowly and mindfully, however this feels in your shoulders. Taking it as low as you can. Inhale slowly and mindfully up to the center. Tapping into that circle, that knowing that you are the center of your universe. We are all the universe. The universe is a part of all of us. Exhale, tipping to the opposite side here. Just feeling and being aware if your hips are trying to way drop out, trying your best to keep them in. Big inhale into the lungs. Exhaling it out, back to center. From the core, tipping, hinging forward here, allowing the hoop to rest on the earth and bringing the hands down. Taking a few cow and cats, releasing a wide open starfish hand on the earth. And if your hoop is pressing up, you can just let it rest back on the shoulders here. Wide open starfish hand here, tuning into some cow and cats, arching, curving the spine up high. Exhaling it, dropping the navel, allowing the chin and the tail to take a journey upwards with a big exhale. Inhale, arching up. Exhaling it down. Good job, my friends. Inhale to rise. Exhale to sink. Wiggling out your tail here. My hoop dropped, and that's okay. Wherever your hoop is a great space for that. Wagging out that tail side to side here. Allowing that hoop to come up behind you. So just grabbing the hoop and putting it behind you. Tuning into the core and lifting up the right or left foot. Start with whatever one works best for you. Tuning into those four corners of the feet, gluing into the front and into the back. Using the strength of the core, that core strength, still balancing with that hoop. Inhale, raising up here. So tuning into your balance and how you're feeling. If you're feeling super duper wobbly, setting those feet up wide open like you're on a set of skis here. As you're on your set of skis, really finding that corset of core strength, tightening of the hamstrings. There's this huge bundle, 5 hamstrings that wrap all the way around your thigh, trying to activate all 5 of those on both of the legs here. Inhale, squeezing through The back body raising up with the exhale. Bringing that hoop directly over your head. Doing your best to try to not just stare at your hoop, to stare to gaze forward. Exhale, sink the hip, the hippity hoop, the hoop down. Sometimes all the hoopity hop hops gets a little tongue twisting. Inhale to rise, exhale to sink. It's fun, it can be fun. Inhale to rise, exhale to sink. Good job, my friends. Inhale to raise up from the core, twisting to the side that you are bent on your leg. As you twist here, feeling that inner strength. Exhale, grabbing the hoop, just grabbing the hoop with the hand on the far side and allowing it to drop open. So we're just simply holding from one hand, inhaling to meet at the center, grabbing at the center, exhaling, being aware if you have furniture. Good job. Inhale here, tapping into your inner child. This is fun. I love yoga. Sometimes it gets so serious, and that's why I'm creating this movement, because it's fun. And just taking it slow and mindful from the core, exhaling, twisting. We're just gently grabbing the center together. Other side, very basic. You can do this, it's so fun. Okay, friends, now coming back, just gently flipping that hoop over, and it might hit you. Part of hooping, it hits you about 1,000 million times, and that's okay. Twisting to the center, twisting the opposite direction, my friend. And now doing the same movement, gently opening up, hinging the hoop wide open, and just getting a feel of the hoop in one hand. Inhale to rise up, kind of at 6 o'clock at the bottom of your clock. Exhale, using that strength from the bottom body. Inhale to raise up. Exhale, being okay if you're hitting the ceiling, maybe bending your arm. I'm hitting the ceiling a little bit here. And maybe taking these a little faster if that is fun for you. It's just a gentle trade-off. 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 Good job. Coming to that center, twisting back to the core. Exhaling that hoop on the head. And hinging forward. If you can on your head, you can, or the back of your neck. Hinging forward onto that tabletop, releasing that leg onto the earth and just feeling what that feels like. Tuning into the opposite foot and bringing that forward. However that looks, it might take you a little bit of a journey to come up. Planting those feet, the four corners of the feet into the earth, tuning, aligning the ankle to the knee, coursing that core strength, turning on those hamstrings. And now we've got this, my friends. Inhale, raising up. I'm going to place my hands on the inside, so just play if it feels fun to go inside or outside. And let it drop, boom, and feel what it feels like to bounce. Inhale to raise and let it bounce and let yourself play. If you want to shake it around, you got to jump, shake, shimmy it out. Sometimes you just got to jump, shake, shimmy it out. I'm pretty sure that's a children's song from some silly movie, but it's fun. Inhale to raise and just let it feel what that feels like to bounce. Give yourself a little fun, fun, fun. Raise it up, friends, and let it bounce. Okay, raising that up here from the core, twisting towards the leg that is bent. Hinging that hoop wide open. So really tuning into your arms here and how you're feeling in your balance. Exhale to meet at the center, finding that balance, and now you know the drill and just taking this. Inhale to raise the center of your universe. Exhale it down. Inhale to raise. Exhale down. And just feel what that feels like in your arms or your shoulders. If your shoulders are feeling tight, you can keep them bent like a cactus here. Everyone's body is different. This is not a one-size-fits-all. This is the play, and feel what it feels like to feel, to be yourself. Coming back to that center, so dropping and grabbing and coming back to that center, twisting the opposite direction. And really tuning into your balance. If you're feeling off balance, you can open your stance up a little bit. Exhaling, hinging that hoop to the side. So it's just a gentle hinge. Opening up that door. Inhale to the center, just switching. Feeling what that feels like. Inhale to the center. Eventually, we can work on other fun tricks. When we're in this, we're gonna just keep it slow and steady for now. But there's really fun things that we can incorporate here. Because the hoop is so fun. I love hooping in yoga. To the center, coming back to that center of your universe. Exhaling, hinging forward, stepping that foot up here. Feet up to the top of the mat. Now here with your hoop, be a little playful. My hoop is in front of my shins. If yours is behind yours, just feel what that feels like. Just gently playing, being aware if there's any furniture, bringing that hoop side to side here, getting a little playful in your hoop. Gentle play. Good job, friends. Slow and mindful. Okay, envisioning a wave from the ocean with your hoop catching a wave like a dolphin. I'm going to grab the hoop behind, allowing the hoop to rest behind you. Hands, fingers on the outside, thumbs on the inside, catching like a dolphin wave. It's shooting down to the earth. Inhale, raising up. One more, catching that wave, hinging forward. Good job. Inhale, slowly, mindfully rising up to find your mountain. Envisioning yourself doing a little hoop waist hooping. So regardless if you have ever tried hula hooping, if you were a kid, or if you have got this down and you can hoop, if you can waist hoop, that is awesome. If you, although cannot, it took me about 3 weeks to learn how to waist hoop. And I only learned this about 1.5 years ago. Everyone taking our hoops and just feeling what they feel like. So if you are a waist hooper, you put that hoop on and you just hoop right here. Hoop and balance your body and just test yourself. If you, although are a complete beginner to hula hooping, welcome! Don't be afraid. Allow yourself to let go and tune into that inner critic. What is your inner critic saying now? And you who, if you are waist hooping right now, test yourself. Try to stance 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, maybe side to side. Test yourself and see, or just stick here. Those complete beginners, taking the hoop, closing the eyes, and just feeling what it feels like. Finding length in the spine. Finding confidence within. Often when we are first trying something new, I know when I first tried waist hooping, I would flail my whole body around and stick my butt out and do all these crazy moves. It's all about length in the spine. It's just like in that mountain, you're finding those 4 corners of the feet in the earth, you're finding that length in the spine. You're tucking the pelvis, tucking the glutes, and you're finding that length, and you only move the part of your body where the hoop is touching, where your attention goes, energy flows. So closing your eyes to all, whether you're waist hooping or you are a complete beginner and you can't quite keep it up yet, that is okay. We've all been there. Holding that hoop and envisioning yourself, envisioning where it's gonna be, and just guiding your hoop with your hands. Guiding it around and seeing it. And feeling what it feels like, because some directions can be easier for some. Going to the right, my right, your left, for me is easier, but when I try to switch, it is more of a mental feat. So those who are just waist hooping, just encouraging yourself to keep your hoop on your waist. I encourage you throughout this Awaken You journey to try to waist hoop 5 minutes a day if you can, whether it's during this or after this. And for those complete beginners, taking that 5 minutes to envision yourself waist hooping and feeling where your body is, feeling if your butt's sticking out, if it's trying to stick out, if your front body is trying to go down to the earth, really keeping that length and that strength of the inner body here. Wherever you are, if you are that complete beginner and you're here, maybe trying widening that stance, coming in for a wide-legged hooping. Tuning into those hands Exhaling the hands, floating, rising up, coming to that Anjali Mudra, that Namaste to the heart. Being the center of your own universe can be a really hard thing. Tapping into that self-love and letting that inner critic go is one of our biggest challenges and lessons of this life here. Knowing wherever you are in your practice, if we're still here, if we're just envisioning, maybe rocking side to side, this is okay. Letting that inner critic, shoo, no thank you inner critic. I'm doing my best. I'm here. I'm doing great work. Waist hoopers, slowly and mindfully grabbing that hoop. All friends, from beginners to beyond, finding that mountain here. From the left hand, holding a nice firm grasp to the hoop and feeling if it feels better to have the thumb out or under the hoop here. This is a break. It's super fun, and it's just gently one hand to the next. So you're just grabbing to the next, popping it on a hip. So one hand grab, pop it on the hip. One hand grab, pop it on the hip. Hands wide open, grabbing down, pop it to the side. You can pop it to the hip, grab, trade, pop it. Just like we were doing in that center. Pop and trade. Switch it off. It's fun. So no matter where you are, if you have to take it super slow, or you can take it a little bit fast, and you can put a little move. You can shake your booty, you can move your legs, you can make it fun, you can tap your feet, you can put a little jazz hand to it, or just take it slow and steady. One hand open, the other's waiting. Giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Good job, good job giving and receiving. Being okay with wherever you are and what you're feeling. I'm feeling happy goosebumps, so I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right place. Or just taking it slow and steady. If you need to just slow. And once you get the hang, you can actually pass off. This is a trusting thing. And throwing your hoop is okay. I throw my hoop all of the time. Hooping, just like with yoga, it's something new. And often we throw it, there's gonna be thousands of millions of times beginning a new journey where we think we fail. We're not failing. We never truly fail if we're trying. So just side to side, fun. Hand hooping. You've got this, so fun. Nice work, friends. Taking it slow, maybe speeding it up. Slow, fast, quick, slow. And you can even test yourself and spin in a circle. Breaking, break. It's called a break because you're breaking the pattern. Slow, break, break, break. Fun, fun, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Good job, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Okay, my beautiful friends here. Tapping into that hoop. Whenever we're hooping, so finding your center inside of your hoop. Just going on a little journey in a circle until you find your center. And this perfectly aligns all of our chakras, all of our energy centers. So really finding that. So I can see myself here. You might not be able to see yourself. So you could check out in a mirror or just really check and see if your hoop is over here or if it's over here, finding that center. You're the center here of your own universe. Okay, my friends, now adding a little yoga into this. So we have this, whether we have it or not, you can just be the center of your universe. Tuning into Vrikshasana, the tree pose, grounding through the four corners of the right foot into the earth, finding length in that spine, hugging that hip up towards the center of the body, either choosing kickstand, calf, bypassing the knee joint, we never want to press on the knee joint, or all the way up high to the inner thigh, whatever works best for you here, tuning into that inner body. And maybe just starting here, holding that hoop, equally pressing into the foot, into the hip, finding that inner strength. And if you float out, whoosh, find that inner strength, and come back. I recommend starting a little bit lower here. Okay, now tapping into that inner light, that inner strength, and seeing how we can go with this. If we can test our boundaries, if we need a kickstand, excuse me, testing those boundaries. Slowly, one hand, go to the next hand, slowly and mindfully, next hand. And if you're feeling pretty confident with this, you can try to slip in a namaste hand, and it's just you just gotta go for it, slip it in, slip one hand out. So it's literally like prayer hand, out, prayer hand, out. And if this is where you are, this is wonderful. Tapping into that tree growing your branches. Exhaling and shaking it out, giving gratitude to your hoop, maybe taking a few, good job, waist hoops. Or just taking here, yes, having fun, doing fun, having a good time. Okay, friends, tapping into that other foot, planting the opposite foot into the earth, finding that length and strength in the spine. And tuning into wherever it feels best for you, equally pressing into the leg as you are, in with the foot, being aware if that hip's falling out. If you're way wobbly on one side, that's okay. Tapping into that drishti, that visual still point. Woo, my body is like, woo. So if that's real wobbly, then come down to that kickstand and tapping into that hand, that bounce of the wrist, my friend. So slow, mindful bounce, hugging that elbow in towards the center body. Good job, you're doing amazing. And being okay with, I'm feeling super wobbly, and that's okay. And if you can, test yourself. Bringing those namaste hands together. Good job, you're doing it so fun. Namaste hands together. And giving yourself gratitude and telling that inner critic to poop off. No, thank you, inner critic. We're trying, we're here, we're showing up. Now finding that stillness, shaking it out, shaking it out, shaking it out, taking your hoop and running forward and running back and being okay with wherever you are, shaking, giving yourself a little permission to be fun. Taking our hoop, inhale, raising it up and popping it down. Inhale, raising that hoop up and posting down, just letting that bounce. Taking this in a little circle, so turning, bouncing the opposite direction and allowing it to rest behind, raising up and posting opposite way, so we're going in a complete circle, raising it up and posting it down, back to center, raising it up and posting it down, taking that hoop on that head, exhale, hinging forward, hinging forward here for Uttasana, that forward fold. Walking those hands down to the earth and slowly, however this looks for you, coming down here to the knees and crisscrossing to that seated, to that Sukhasana, that crisscross applesauce. In that crisscross applesauce, finding actually that Baddha Konasana, that butterfly here. Palms of the feet, kissing palms of the feet. Inhale, raising up here, and knowing that we don't always have to be touching our hoop. Our hoop is just part of the journey. It's just here. We are the center of the universe here. Inhale, raising those legs up. Exhale, pressing into the sides of the legs, sinking the heart towards the earth. Inhale, raising it up. Exhale to sink. Really feeling what that feels like. If your spine wants to round a little bit forward, dropping the nose. Just tuning into how you're feeling. Tuning into that self-love. That inner critic, whatever that inner critic might be telling you right now. Just being aware that that voice is not you. That inner critic, the one that is always telling you maybe you're not good enough, or you're not doing what you need to be doing, or putting all the supposed tos, the woulds, shoulds, and haven'ts. Telling the inner critic, no thank you, because I'm showing up here. Inhaling, raising the feet up. allowing the legs to rest long on to the mat. Inhale, raising up, folding forward. If you have a straighter bend to a straighter leg, you can keep a straighter spine, or a more generous bend to the knees, a generous bend to the spine here. Breathing a big breath through the back of the heart. And exhaling, letting it go. Allowing yourself permission to awaken you, the real you. Letting that inner critic go. Letting all of the judgments and perceptions of yourself go. Awakening the real you, my friend. Sinking and maybe folding that head forward. If you have tighter hamstrings like me, you can even just curl up into a little package and give yourself a hug underneath, and giving yourself so much love and so much gratitude for showing up and trying something new, because it's so amazing to try something new. Wonderful work, friends. Exhaling, grabbing that hoop and bringing it up, 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 up. And slowly allowing that core to lower you onto the earth. Lowering down, lowering down, lowering down onto those elbows. Onto the elbows, legs long on the mat. Hoop framed around wherever you want to frame. Wherever you're feeling like you need love on your legs. Planting the hands, starfish hand, into the earth, squeezing at the shoulders for Matsyendrasana, a fish. Opening up the heart, squeezing those shoulder blades together, humble tuck to the chin. Finding that strength even in the legs, engaged onto the earth. Finding that inner fish, that strength, this ultimate heart opener. Breathing in a breath of love into the heart space and letting it sink. Big breath of love in, working through the burn and letting it go slowly and mindfully. Exhaling, you can rest down onto the earth. Resting here. Using the hoop as your friend and gently bending, rolling out the ankles, cricks and pops are okay. And using the hoop as your friend, not pressing and fighting against, just working with your hoop and taking your legs in a circle, creating that shape of completion, this beautiful shape that we are journeying on for this wonderful practice to awaken you. Once you've done 3 rotations, pausing and going in the opposite direction and having a little fun with it. If you want to go slow, you can go slow. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. Just giving yourself that permission to awaken you. And rocking side to side slowly, side to side from the core. If it feels good for you, twisting from the side and allowing the legs to drop to one side. Inhaling. Just tapping into that free movement that feels good for you. Inhale, raising and straightening the legs up as straight as they will go with it while still keeping a micro bend. And just gently pulsing and rocking, using that strength from the core to press into the earth every time you go forward. Exhaling, bringing those legs a little forward, and inhale to raise them up high. Exhaling forward, using that core strength. Inhale to tuck, using that core strength and the glutes. Exhaling, not using your hands to pull you up, mostly using that tummy. Inhale to tuck. Bringing that hoop over the head, over the shins, giving yourself a hug. And repeating after me, I love you. I love you just the way you are. Thank you for all that you do. I am grateful for you, self. No matter what's coming up when you say things like that, or if you're resisting, your inner critic is chiming in, letting that go and tuning into that self-love, our intention for this practice. Exhaling, the legs long from the core. Coming for our final pose of surrender. I always love to finish a practice with Savasana. Allowing that hoop to frame. wherever you would like it to frame on your body. If you need help grounding, pressing the hands, the palms into the belly, breathing a breath that rises up from the earth and soaks into your being and letting it go. Holding the intention of relaxing, surrendering and letting go. Breathing in that beautiful breath up through the earth. Breathing all of the love and all of the light from Mother Earth and letting it go. Beautiful work. And allowing yourself permission to tell that inner critic whatever it is that you want to tell it. Maybe you get upset at that inner critic for all of the unkind things it says about you, or for all of the times it has told you that you haven't done things right or you haven't been enough. And telling that inner critic what it is you really think about it. And saying, you know what, inner critic? I know that I'm not you. You're not me. I am this love and this light, this feeling of fun and joy and peace underneath. Beautiful work, friends. However it looks for you, rolling up to seated position. I know I have some students or friends with back injury, so rolling on the side is not an option. And just taking it slow and steady with your head. Slow and steady, taking it slowly up. Finding that seated, that crisscross applesauce, framing yourself, being the center of your universe. Raising that hoop up and bringing that in front of you. As you gaze upon your hoop, know that you truly are the center of your own universe. And inside of here, this is your space, this is your bubble. And it doesn't have to end when we leave this practice, it can come with us. And together, as we gently rock the hoop side to side, repeating after me. I love myself, no matter what's coming up. I love myself. Just gently rocking side to side. I love myself. Whatever's coming up, you stick with it. Be true to you. I approve of myself. I approve of myself. I accept myself just as I am. Breathing in the peace. Breathing out the overwhelm. Breathing in the love. Breathing out the stress. Breathing in the light. Breathing out the angst. Replenishing with love. And exhaling the love. Breathing in the acceptance. Exhaling the acceptance. Bringing in the understanding. Exhaling the understanding. And slowly allowing that hoop to rest on the earth. And just feeling whatever you're feeling. Whatever's coming up for you. Raising the hands, wide open starfish hand, palm kissing palm to the heart center. Thank you so much for your practice, and thank you so much for showing up to awaken you, my beautiful friends. You are doing so amazing. Let's all give ourselves a great big hug, arms open up wide, crossing over. Thank you, self. You're doing so good. Don't let any of that inner critic creep in here. This is just the real good. Love, love, love. Floating the hands. Namaste, friends. Namaste. Please join me back and share this with people that you love. If this is helping you, just share it. Share it. And I will finish with this lovely song that I sing to my 3rd grade class and some to my yogi students. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. I love you. I love you. And thank you today for showing up for you and for loving yourself today.